Hey, it's Ethan Skolnick from 5 on the Floor on the 5 Reasons Sports YouTube channel here with Alex Toledo, who's holding the microphone right now, and also Brady Hawk. You can follow him at Tropical Blanket and Brady Hawk 305. Coming to you after the Miami Heat complete their annual red, white, and pink scrimmage to benefit breast cancer research. Hard to really get a gauge on who won and who lost. That's not really what this is about, but certain players did stick out. The only players who did not play today on the roster, Josh Richardson, we expected that coming back from a shoulder injury, although he has looked better and better in camp. And then Tyler Hero and Jaime Jaquez, both with groin injuries. Eric Spoelstra came out afterwards to say it's not serious for either of them. Of course, we know, and he said that he can already read the headlines with Hero not playing today, but we are expecting him to be back at some point during the preseason. I'll go to you guys here because there's certain players that jumped out. Again, there's not a lot of defense being played, so you're just kind of seeing how certain combinations look and certain skill sets that players bring. I'll start with you, Alex. I mean, the guy who jumped out to me the most tonight, honestly, was Pelle Larsson. And I asked Eric Spoelstra about him after the game, second-round pick from Arizona. But he said, he used the words plug and play. It has just stood out to me as I've watched him since he's come in. He just knows how to play. He doesn't force the action, can kind of find angles in the defense, likes contact. I think he's going to play this year.
I can see it, especially with, Jay Rich starting off with this injury. It possibly frees up some minutes for him. He had a good game, man. Like, he is just somebody who knows how to play the game. Didn't try to do anything spectacular like some other guys did. Like, he was just playing his game out there. Had to hit some nice floaters, hit a three, was making the right passes. He's pretty sturdy and plays defense. So he showed off a little bit of everything. And I thought, honestly, it was him and Keshad Johnson tonight that stood out the most to me, just the two Arizona guys. Keshad, it's a great situation for him tonight, this game, because it's so casual that he can get off all these dunks and really show off the hops. But the thing with him, and you saw this, of course, in Summer League too, is that the athleticism is functional. It's not just the awesome dunks, which is great. They haven't had that since Derrick Jones Jr. That'll be an extra layer of just fun whenever he does play. But when he plays, like, you feel the athleticism more actually on the defensive end. And you saw it tonight with a couple of pretty bold swats, like one off the backboard and another just a regular block. But they were both pretty emphatic. And then a lot of times, you didn't necessarily see it tonight, but in the Summer League, a lot you saw the deflections. And I just feel like he can make plays athletically with the huge hands, the long arms, and of course, the vertical. He can just get to certain things that other players can't. They just can't do it. So it stands out in a casual event with the dunks, but in a regular game, that stuff is extremely helpful. And the same way that Spo described Larsson as an elite role player, I think Keshad, in different ways, can become that as well.
Yeah, in our latest podcast, by the way, if you're checking out the 5 on the Floor feed, we did interviews with a lot of players. We interviewed the two of them together, spoke to them about some of these things that are playing out here in camp. I know that, Brady, the big question with the veteran guys that's going to be asked is, Bam going to shoot that many threes in the regular season? Seems like not only does he have the green light, but he's hyper pressing it right now to make it clear to Eric Spoelstra. To me, the thing that gets me is he's smooth from a bunch of different spots on the floor now, and he doesn't seem to be having to force it. It's just part of what he does.
Yeah, we were watching him warm up before the scrimmage, and it's like even his workout is different, just his kind of preparation where he's stepping into him. Like he's like practicing running off handoffs almost, and stepping into him, like trailing, pick and pop, easy, just quick trigger threes. And as you mentioned it, like he's shooting the corner one, he's shooting the wing one, he's shooting the pick and pop one. I think that variety is what's going to lead, is why I think teams are going to guard it a little closer than we think they will. Like I think we push back and be like, okay, they're still going to live with it a little bit. With the variety of shots that he can hit, I don't think they're going to live with it as much this season. Will he shoot this many? I kind of lean toward, yeah. Like, okay, he's not going to shoot that many as he shot in an open gym scrimmage, so you think he shot 11. But he's going to get them up. Like, he's in a position now where it's not he can shoot threes. He's a good three-point shooter. He is. Like, he's a fluid three-point shooter. He has good form. And the fact that teams have to respect his athletic ability, being like a 6'10" guy that can make you pay off the dribble and all that stuff, like there's something real to utilize there. And hearing Spo talk about it now is so different than a year ago. Yeah. Like he's almost like asking for it. Like it used to be like when people would ask about it, he'd be like let's pump the brakes a little bit. Now he's like, yeah, like let's keep getting him up. Like he's a legit shooter here. So they're going to lean into it. I really do feel like that. We saw Jimmy Bam pick and pop. We saw stuff on kickouts. We saw a lot of different stuff, and it allows them to kind of play these different lineups with him kind of spacing on that wing corner. So there's a lot of promising stuff from Bam, and I'll say he looks. It's hard to say because he always looks confident, But he looks confident out there on the offensive end right now. Like, he's probably more confident than I've seen him. And part of it is kind of the Olympic thing that we've talked about.
Well, the other thing is we know Jimmy Butler, this is not really his format. And tonight, I think he played 13 minutes. He was one of only 2 players to go scoreless. He was
Didn't take a shot, right?
Didn't take a shot. Had a rebound. Had an assist. He was +5. See, individual +5
Winning
matters.
player.
Nothing to worry about with Jimmy. Anyway, there's other stuff that we want to get to, including the point guards. Drew Smith looked pretty good today, but we'll do that on the podcast. So check out the 5 on the Floor feed. More content coming. More of the interviews that we did are going to show up on the YouTube channel. Good one, everybody. Be safe.